Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everybody. Please kindly confirm if you guys can hear me. All right, so we are going to start now. We're going to start now. And please, before we start, I need to say something. I dropped some information and I'm actually not really happy with everybody here because I don't understand why most of you won't attend classes and yet you come to my DM to ask questions that I have already treated in class and you were not even in class. Like it's so annoying because you think I'm free? Do you think I don't have work to do? I have. If I show you guys what I'm currently working on, different clients, do you think I really have the time? But yet I still make sure that okay, 3 times a week, give you guys 2 hours or 3 hours in a day. I should be resting right now. I've not even slept since yesterday, and yet I still want to show up for you guys. I I'm not just really like serious. You guys are doing well before. I don't know. So and I don't used to vex like this, but you guys are actually someone is actually annoying me because I don't understand why you won't attend classes and guys you come to my DM to come and ask me questions that I've already treated in class. And the funniest thing, I was even asking what's your name. So I checked the attendance link attendance sheet. His name was not even in the attendance because normal, assuming you even attended the class itself, okay, it's not a big deal for you to answer someone's question. But yet you were not in classes. Do you think it's easy for me? I have something to do also. I'm very, very tired right now. I'm just coming back. I went to watch football match. I'm just coming back. Now I still have to take classes instead of me to rest because I know I will still sleep. I have a lot of work to do that I must finish this month. So annoying for real. Because tell me why we have over 400, almost 400 people in class, and no, you guys know. I know what to do for real. I know what to do. Maybe because there's always a saying: those that get information at a platter of goods, they won't really what's called know the words. Assuming you guys paid for it, I won't even be worried. If you like attend class, if you like not attend class, no be your money you pay. I know what to do. Don't worry. Sincerely speaking, I know what to do. No wahala. So good evening, everybody. Good evening. I hope we are all doing well. So in our last class we talked about different notes, and I also was called talked about how you can use them and Jesus Christ, Holy Spirit, help me. How you can use them, and also I talked about how you can import what's called workflows to your anything dashboard. Then I also talked about how to use um, these nodes on your what's called on your what's called on your anything account. So tonight we'll be treating something different. We're getting more serious because tonight class is going to be a foundation for everything you're going to be learning in this boot camp. So, because if you miss out tonight class, I can assure you guys that after tonight class, you shouldn't have any issue building any workflow anymore. Should not really have any issues building any workflow anymore after tonight's class. So, I'm going to get started. I'm going to share my screen now for you guys. to see. Please, you guys should bear with me this night. I'm not really in a good mood, but I'll try my best to give you guys the best value I can give you guys tonight. But I'm not really in a good mood right now. All right, so tonight we'll be treating um API. We're learning what an API is, and it's going to set foundation for everything we're going to be treating in this boot camp. So tonight's class is very very important. If you miss it, okay, on your own. So I don't really have any motivation to what's called to give you guys. So tonight we'll be learning what an API is. You understand? Let me share my screen. So I hope you guys can see my screen now. My team didn't lose, even though they gave me they nearly gave us hypertension. But my team, it's not even about football. Football is a game of luck, or is it luck? I can't even call it luck. You either lose or you gain. So I my team didn't lose. All right. So I hope you guys can hear me. So tonight we'll be talking about what exactly an API is. You also what's called. Please, you guys should give me a minute. You guys should give me a minute. All right. So I hope you guys can hear me clearly now. I hope you guys can hear me clearly now. So please, what I'm going to be teaching tonight, please and please. Firstly, there won't be a recording section because if you don't understand this thing this night, I don't know when you are going to understand it. But I'm going to do my best to actually break it down that you can even understand. Because you see, once you understand this thing very, very deep, you on what's called you'll be able to build any workflow after tonight's class. You shouldn't have any issues building any workflow because so far so good. We've talked about anything automation. I've built practical workflow. I've taught you guys what different node is and how you can actually use all these different node. So now after tonight, you understanding what API is, you should not have any issue building any workflow because API sets the foundation for whatever you're going to build. I have talked about different type of node. In our previous classes, I talked about trigger node, logic node, and blah blah stuff like that. I talked about webhook, all those kind of stuffs. So you guys already understand everything already. Now, for you guys to be able to build all these things, you need access to an API, and you need to understand. See, API is when it comes to automation. I think the biggest work is not even connecting nodes. The biggest work is API and some configuration. Because if you don't understand how these things works, if you don't understand how API request works, if you don't understand some of the errors that you're going to face in API, you will really have difficulty when it comes to building workflow. I remember even as a master as I am, what's called few weeks back, I was building a particular workflow. So I needed to do some configuration, and that was my first time using that particular platform API. So I really had issues. I really had a long issues that for a whole day I was trying to read through their API documentation because I was just having error. I was like, bro, what the hell? Like I had to sit down to check through their API documentation to understand why exactly I'm having an error and also how their API documentation works. Because once you understand how API requests work, you will be able to crush any automation. I don't see any automation in this world that you won't be able to build because all these things work together hand in hand. So there's not going to be a recording class tonight. No, there's not going to be a recording section tonight. But I will do my best to break down this class in the best way that I can actually do. Now, so let's actually get started and see how far we can go tonight. So, if you understand API, if you understand how API works, you've already unlocked the power to mix different nodes talk together. Now, what is an API? What exactly is an API? I'm going to make the most simplest analogy that you guys can actually understand what an API um really means. So what is an API? What exactly is an API? Now, imagine you walk into a restaurant, you don't enter the kitchen, right? Let's say I want to buy food now. I went to Eco Hotel restaurant. I want to buy food. My screen is not blank. As well, my screen is not blank. So now, let's say I went to Eco Hotel to buy food, and I have to walk into a restaurant. I don't enter their kitchen, and I can't shout that, "Hey, restaurant, give me fried rice." What do I do? When you first get into a restaurant, what exactly do you do? You have to sit down first. You have to sit down first, look at their menu, and check what exactly do they have. Now, after checking what exactly do they have, what do you have to do next? You have to call the waiter. Do you go to the kitchen yourself to serve yourself? No, you don't go to the kitchen yourself to serve yourself. You have to call the waiter. And the waiter job is just simple. The waiter comes to you to get your request, right? And go to the kitchen or wherever they are serving the food and tell the chef to collect the food and bring it back to you. Now, in the world of software, in the world of technology, in the world of computer science, that waiter is called an API because it is the bridge between you and the restaurant. The restaurant is the one serving you the food. Now, you don't go to the kitchen yourself to bring the food. You have to use someone that is going to bring the food for you, right? Now, let's say you are married. I'm not married actually, but let's say you are married. You come back from work, your wife has cooked, or your maid has cooked, anyone. Now, do you go to the kitchen to serve yourself? Let's say, okay, maybe your wife is tired or your maid is tired, blah, 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 stuff like that. But let's say they are not tired. They serve the food. Now, your wife or your maid serving you food is actually a middleman between you and the kitchen, and that is an API. In the tech world, we call it an API, right? So now an API simply means a messenger that carries your request from another app to another app and bring the results back to you, right? A messenger is an API is your waiter. It carries your requests, what you are requesting from another app to another app, and brings that result back to you. Now, if you go to a restaurant, do you even know how their kitchen looks like? You don't even know whether they served you a chicken of yesterday. You don't even know how they fry their chicken. All you have to do is just to tell the waiter what you want. And that's exactly how API works. And that's exactly how these apps talk to each other. Now, let me give you another simple analogy. Let's say now you have a television at home. You have a TV remote. Every television, whether smart TV or whatever, comes with a TV remote. Now, remember when you press the volume up, the TV increases the volume, right? And let's say I want to watch Super Sports, I have to press the channel number, whether it's channel 0, channel 1, and immediately I press that channel number, it switches to Super Sports or the whatever channel number I pressed. I don't even know what is inside my TV. I don't even know what is inside my remote. But the remote actually gives me button that I can press from outside that is going to operate the TV. So that remote is an API. And every API button gives you an opportunity to create user, send message, get list of file, or update profile, or delete something, right? You don't need to see the internal code. You don't need to see how it runs. You don't need to know how they are working. All you have to do is just to press a button and the system obeys. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. That's what an API does, right? So an API is just a standard way that applications use to talk to each other. As long as you follow the rules of their API, the correct formatting, you're using the correct address, and you're also using the correct authentication. Once you have these things sorted out, there is no API that you won't be able to plug in. You'll be able to plug into any system, whether it's OpenAI, Telegram, WhatsApp, Gemini, any API you want to plug into. And that's exactly what an API is. They all follow the same rules, they all follow the same flow, and they all follow the same structure. Am I communicating? Now, now, there is four things. Please, I hope you guys are writing. Hmm. I hope you guys are writing. Oh yeah, now. Now, okay. So now, as I was saying, there is four things an API, every API in this world must have. Every API conversation in the tech world, there is four things they have. Number one, there is the client. That is you. That is anything. The client is the one asking for something. and that's anything. And the second one, we have the server, right? The server is the one doing the work. The server is the one doing the work. And our server can be OpenAI, our server can be WhatsApp, our server can be Google Drive, depending on whatever API platforms we want to connect to. And number three, your request. What exactly do you want from that API? You are using OpenAI, you are using WhatsApp, you are using Google Drive. What exactly do you want from them? What request do you want from them? And what the last one is the response. What type of response are you expecting from them? It's as simple as that. What exact response are you expecting from them? That's the entire API word. N8N sends the request, your server sends the response. Just like when you go to restaurants, you tell the waiter what you want, the waiter tells the chief, and the waiter brings the food and you eat. That is what an API is. And that is what an API call. Now, let me tell you guys something. In every day of your life, you use API. Most of you don't just know. Every single day, you are using API. When you send a WhatsApp message, you are using API. When you log into a website using Google, you are using API. When you check your bank app balance, you are using API. All the things happening are happening behind the scene, and it's API that is doing the heavy lifting. Am I communicating? So, API is the one doing all the heavy works behind the scene, sending data, receiving data, updating your informations, and verifying your user, whatever you are doing. API is the one that holds all the internet together. Without API, there will not be Instagram, there will be no Uber, there will be no InDrive, no TikTok, no Google Map, no Netflix. Everything you see online today, everything you are seeing that you are using in the tech world, they are all powered by API communication. And if you don't understand how API works as an AI automation specialist, it's going to be a very, very difficult journey for you, because every automation you are going to build in your journey will always depend on API. And you know what automation is? We are connecting two or more systems to work together without us interfering. And how do we expect this system to talk if we don't have API? These systems actually communicate through API. And if you understand API very well, you will never fear to automate anything. In fact, you can integrate tools even if N8N has no built-in node. Recently, I was working on what's called Zoho Sign, not the Zoho CRM. There's a Zoho Sign whereby when someone that you have to send a document to people to sign. Now, on N8N, they don't have the node, the built-in node for Zoho Sign. I had to use HTTP request to call for what's called to call for their API. I don't need even if N8N has it or not. I don't fucking need it. As long as I have my HTTP request node, I can call for their API. So that's just it. Now, let me give you another example. Let's say you fill a form. Remember our first class, was it our first class or second class? We filled a form, name, email, blah blah, stuff like that. And you want that form to save into Google Sheets, notify on Telegram, send an email, blah 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 blah, stuff like that. Now, how does N8N knows that he has to save that lead into Google Sheets? API. How does N8N knows that he has to talk to Telegram? API. How does N10 knows that he has to talk to Gmail API? Same process, same rules, everything together. See, in tech, whether you're in AI automation, low code developer, no code developer, whatever what's called feed you are, if you understand how API requests work and you understand API response, you can build anything. You can integrate anything. You can build any tools you want. So, so far so good. I've taught you guys what API means. API is a messenger. It carries your request, bring back your request, and do whatever you ask it to do. Now, how does an API call work? When I send for an API, what exactly happens? And now, how does it actually respond? Because when you say to someone, post to this airpoint, blah blah blah, send JSON, do this, blah blah, stuff like that. How does it happen? All these things I've been calling how does it happen. Now, the first one is the endpoint. The first one is the endpoint. Now, you need to understand that an endpoint is actually the address where you want to send the request to. Now, let's say I have an house address on the internet and I want to visit um who do I want to visit? Let's say I want to visit my place in this class. Okay, let me choose Miracle because she's my boss and she helps me a lot. So let me choose Miracle. Let's say I want to visit Miracle and okay, I don't even know where she stays actually. But let's say I want to visit Miracle and Miracle stays in um Lagos. Let's say Miracle stays in Lagos. Now, when I want to visit her, I can't just say take me to Miracle's house, right? I can't just say because now if I stop an Okada man that okay, Okada man, take me to Miracle's house. The Okada man say will look at me, say this guy get sense like this. Which kind of miracle house? But when I tell the Okada man that okay, I'm going to number so house number so, it will take me direct where I'm going. That is how endpoint works. That is the address you are trying to send your request to. And each API platforms has their own endpoint. Each API platforms has their own endpoint, and your endpoint is just like your URL. Like for OpenAI now, their OpenAI endpoint is like HTTPS API dot OpenAI slash I can't even remember, but I know it's API dot OpenAI dot com. That means whenever I want to call for OpenAI API, that's the exact door I'm knocking on. Now, let me decode it for you. Hold on, let me see if I can share my let me see if I can share my screen. You guys should on. Okay, I have it in my slide here. I have it in my slide here. Now, this exactly on my screen is an API endpoint. That URL you are seeing in my slide is an API endpoint. You see that HTTPS is the protocol, right? That API.openai.com is the building. And you see that V1 is the version of the API, and the chat slash completion, that means it's the exact room I am visiting in the building. If I want to go to Miracle's house, Miracle's has her room, and slash chat slash completion is the exact room of Miracle that I want to visit. Now, if you change anything in this URL, you're going to get an error. And like errors like I think it's 404. Yes. And what this means is you are actually knocking at the wrong door. You are knocking at the wrong address. You are knocking at the wrong door. Can you expect me, Michael, staying in Lagos, and me going to Nasarawa to go and visit? I'm knocking at the wrong address. So that's exactly how API actually works. You are knocking at the wrong door. So now that you already know where you are going, what do you want to do in that address? What exactly do you know that you want to go and do in that address? Is it that I want to go and visit, or I want to go and give her money, or I want to, whatever you want to go and do? And API method are just action. Now, in every API that you are going to use, there are four things you need to master. In every API you are going to use, there are four important things you need to master. You guys can see I'm repeating myself over and over and again. That's because I want you guys to get it. Now, there are only four important API you need to master. The number one is the get. We have the post. We have the put or slash patch. And we also have the delete. If you guys remember in our last class when we were building what's called Google Forms, the registration form, blah blah stuff, attendance sheet. Remember we used post, right? That is to create something new. Now I know most of you don't even know the difference between that get, post, put, and delete. But because I use post, that's why you use it. You don't even know the difference. Ìjọba àwọn predator. Àwọn predator. I beg. So now, as I was saying, most of you don't even know what post is. You don't even know, you just know that I use post and you also use post. So yeah, Ogbonju, I'm here for you. Now, these four things you need to master it because it's going to make sure to understand what you need to do when you're using API. Now, we have the get, we have the post, we have the put, we have the delete. The get is like now when I go to someone's house, I go to Mr. Emmanuel or Mr. Which other? I don't understand you guys. What's happening? Which other? I don't understand. Now let's say I go to Mr. Oluwaseun's house now, and I said, "Okay, give me water." Now, me telling Mr. Oluwaseun is that please give me water. I'm using get. Now, if I go to an hotel and I'm using post, that means I'm trying to tell them that please add my name to your guest list. Right? If I'm using put, I'm trying to tell them that please change my name on the guest list. If I'm using delete, I'm trying to tell them that please remove my name. Get, please give me something. Post, please add my something inside this something. Put, please change my name on this guest list. Delete, please remove my name. Right? It's as simple as that. Now, there's something you need to understand after understanding these four things. Because hmm, headers are very, very important. Headers are very, very important. You guys should let me share my screen. You guys should done. And let me go to my anything workflow. Okay. Let me show you guys something. Let me see. Okay. Let me see the workflow I'm going to use. All right. All right. I will share my screen now. I'm going to the anytime workflow now. Let me see. I'm trying to look for the best examples I can actually give you guys. Okay. This actually has my client's name, and I don't want to reveal his name. Bro, how do I do it? How do I do it? How do I do it? Okay, let me just duplicate. I know what to do. I know what to do. Let me copy and duplicate it. You guys should hold on. I'm trying to, because some of you here are very, very smart. Can go ahead and go and start searching for my client. Now I'm using his anything account. So you guys should hold on. Let me use a fresh account for this. Okay. Okay, I think I even have an example here on my dashboard. I'm trying to look for the best example I can give you guys. Okay, let me use this Apollo scraper. Yes, I found the best thing I can actually use. Okay. So now I hope you guys can see my screen now. Okay. I'm not gonna collect my clients. Yeah, now. I don't hear you. Some of you are very, very smart. Hmm. Prevention is better than cure. So now, if you see this particular HTTP request, now this Apollo scraper, the lead scraper, I don't anything does not has a inbuilt node on Apollo. So what I'm trying to do is I use the HTTP request to get my API, my anything to be able to communicate with API. Now you see this URL. Remember I talked about endpoint. This URL is our exact endpoint for this particular what's called API. And this is where we are asking our API to communicate to, right? This is where we are asking our API to communicate to. Now, you guys showed I'm coming. Now, this is my endpoint. This is my endpoint. I've explained what an endpoint is. Now, headers. So for the particular one, I'm not using any header, but I have my body, right? And what is body? What exactly? Why does body actually matters? Now, this one is very, very important because the body is the main data you are sending to the server. Now, think of the body as your order slip. And you can just pick or tell them what you want. Now, think of the body section as your order slip. Because now, when you tell OpenAI, write me a welcome message for a new user, you send that request in the body of your API call. Now, your body is the request you are trying to send to their API call. Now, for this particular one, I'm trying to get their personal emails, get their work emails, and get all the URL I'll be needing, right? So, and normally I use JSON to actually write my body. You can use ChatGPT if you don't know how to code. Use ChatGPT to help you write your body sections, right? So now this particular body, that's the instruction um the API is going to read. Is the instruction you are trying to tell the API to do. And every body format must follow exactly what that API documentation says. Now, if the body says send model, send message, send content, if you go and say, okay, oh, now you know book pass, you now want to go and short it. Hmm, I'm telling you, a simple comma. Hmm, automation is actually crazy because a simple full stop can make you debug for hours that you won't even know where the error came from. Allah. A simple full stop can make you debug for hours that you won't even know where the error is coming from. That's why you need to understand how to do this. A single misspelling, a single comma, a single full stop can break your entire workflow, right? So, no do pass yourself. If the API documentation says this, no go talk say na you no pass. Follow exactly what the API documentation is trying to tell you. Follow exactly what the API documentation is trying to tell you. Now, after you send your request, what do you get? This is where most people actually face difficulty, especially when it comes to um, making an API call. Most of you don't even read the errors that comes out. You are seeing error 401, error 404. Instead of you to open it and see what exactly is the issue. Did it work or did it fail? Now, for this particular workflow, I know this one won't work. Let me see. I know it won't work. I know it won't work because I've not really connected the API. Can you see what's the issue I'm having? Authorization fail. Check your credentials. Now, why am I having error code 401? That means I'm using the wrong API key. And why is it that I'm using the wrong API key? I have not put my API. This is where I'm supposed to put my API key, but I've not input it there. That's why I'm having error 401. And I know most of you, when you are connecting an API and you see this error 401, you start panicking. Don't panic. If you see anything like error 401, that means your API key is not correct. Because after every API request, the server must return a response, whether it works or whether it fails. And the response body is the actually result or the error message. If the error code says 200, that means it worked. If the error code says bad request, that means it didn't work. If the error code says 401, like here that we have, that means it's a wrong API key. And if you're having error 404, that means it's a wrong address. I think that's all. That's the most common issue you're going to face. So, the body might contain an error, generated text, or a success message, depending on how it works. Now, let me tell you how I actually solve this kind of issues when it comes to API. Here's how I do it. When I make an API call and I get an error message, inside this error message, there's always a message in the response body. Now, this is the mistake most of you make. You only see that your workflow failed, but you didn't check the reason why it failed. Now, can you see? I open it up and I saw the exact reason why I got an error. And this API usually tells you what exactly went wrong. Why exactly did your API fail? Lobatan is as easy as that. So far so good. You use a request and endpoint using a method, attach your headers, your body, and read the response. And every API you're going to use, follow this exact formula. Whether you're using OpenAI, Gemini, Telegram, WhatsApp, Notion, Paystack, Airtable, Slack, anyone, LinkedIn, blah blah. They all follow the same logic. They all follow the same structure. And now there's HTTP request node, like I said earlier. Not every node that what's called um anything will have. So that's why you have to master how to use your HTTP request to be able to call API. Now, there's something that I see most of you do, especially when you're having an error. Most of you don't read API documentation. I know, even myself, it's because, bro, you have a whole lot of documents to read. Now, most of us don't read API documentation because we feel the English actually looks complex or the examples are very, very crazy. But you need to understand that an API documentation is very, very important because it's actually a manual for you to know how to talk to a particular platform. So every API documentation shows you an example on how you can send a request, where to send it, what to include in it, what the platform will send back, and what to do if something goes wrong. In life, if you buy any TV now, or if you buy any blender, there will always be a manual that is going to show you what button it does, how to operate it, what will spoil it, and blah 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 stuff like that. So API documentation is the same thing. It is the manual of every API. Now, here is the secret nobody is going to tell you. But don't tell them I was the one that told you. Keep it to yourself and don't share it out. Every API documentation, OpenAI, Telegram, Notion, WhatsApp, they all follow six-part structure. And I swear, if you can understand this six-part structure, you will able to face any API. Okay, someone asked me why didn't I use a header here? I was actually expected to use a header here, but I already indicated it in my CURL. Here is it. I already indicated already in my CURL. So that's why I'm not using a header here. So I've already included it in my URL. So that's why I didn't use a header there. But if I want to use a header here, I can actually use an header here. But I already indicated it in my what's called CURL. That's why I'm not using an header there. So I hope I've answered your question. So now, in every API documentation, they all follow six structures: the introduction, Holy Spirit, authentication, the base URL, the endpoint, the request, and the error code you are going to face, whether success or it fails. Now, let's go on. Okay, any other question? What are you saying? So now, I said every API has its structure. The first one is your authentication. Every documentation explains its authentication. How do you identify yourself? Where do you put your API key? Do you need an OAuth? Do you need a bearer token? And this is where you need to prove who you are and who you claim to be. Now, for this particular one, can you see this is my what's called token, and this is my API key. So if I was to add an header section, that means it will actually be my uh, my authorization token, and which is this. I already included in my URL. So your authentication is simply your ID card. Without it, the API will not respond. That means you'll be having error 401, which is unauthorized. We don't know you. We don't fucking know who sent you. So anytime you open an API documentation, look for the authentication section first to understand how you can have access to it. I also talked about the base URL. That is the main building on the internet where all endpoints are located. That's the OpenAI, the Telegram API, the Facebook, which is graph.facebook.com, and lots more. I'm tired, bro. Now, I said the base URL is the root, and the endpoints is the um what room you are going and where you are trying to, that's the specific door you are trying to knock. So I think that's all. I've taught you guys the different error code you are going to face when it comes to um reading an API, right? So now, what exactly I have talked about the API errors. What else? I've talked about different API errors you are going to face. I think we need to go into practical and see um, how it works. So now we've talked about what API is. We've talked about how API request works. We've talked about how to read API documentation. And we've talked about the common errors you're going to face and what this error code actually means and how you can fix them. So now let's go to practical class. Please sit down and listen very well so that we won't have any issues after this class. So the first one is I'm going to teach you guys how to connect to OpenAI for tonight. Then let's say Telegram and WhatsApp, blah blah blah, stuff like that. So now to connect OpenAI to your anything, let me create a new workflow. Let me create a new workflow. So now I want to connect to OpenAI. I I want to use OpenAI API, right? So now, how do I connect? I already connected an API before, but because of this class, I'm going to reconnect it. How do you connect anything to an API? Now, the first thing you need to go to is to go to openai.api. That's where you see your, what's it called, your API keys. You need to have an OpenAI account for you to be able to have access to all these things. If you like, go and copy my API key. I'll delete it after this class. So your API key is just like your ATM card, and never share it with anybody because once you share it to anybody, they can actually use your API key. So now for me to have access to API key of anything, I already have the API account. So you can just log in using your using your anything sorry OpenAI account. Just type open API dot openai dot com, and you're going to have access to the anything account, and you can just fund like $5. This is the billing. It's actually pay as you go. I still have like $2.36 what's called left, 36 bucks left. So you can fund, can add and do more what you'd like. So it's actually pay as you go, and that's how it works. So now if you want to have access to my API keys, just click on API, create new secret key, and name it let's say anything N8N2, and select the project, default build project, create secret key. So I'll copy it, done. So can you see this the API secret key I just created? Go back to it and what? Paste it here. And paste it here. So once I paste it there, safely click on save. Click on save. Now, when you click on save, you've successfully um, connected connected your OpenAI account. Now, let's test this OpenAI account whether it's working. I successfully connected my OpenAI account now, and it's actually working. So that's how to uh, build what's called connect your OpenAI to API. So now let's say let me just build a simple workflow or message. Oh, sorry, chat. Let me use a simple workflow and let me connect it to um, OpenAI, message a model, OpenAI, message a model. So I can use GPT-4o. So I can just let me I don't have any prompt to use here. So let me just message now. I've connected my OpenAI account already. So let me just send a message. Hello. Can you guys see we got a response? Right? So that means our response is actually working. But because we've not trained it on what it should do, can you see? This is the response we got. Hello, hi, how can I assist you today? It's as easy as that, and that's how to connect your OpenAI account to your workflow. Now, let's say I want to connect to um yeah, the API is not free. Google API, OpenAI is not free, but I assure you, you can load like $5. You can actually use it for more than a month, up to 3 months here, up to 3 months, as long as you are not using it for a full production. But clients are going to pay for their own API. But if you want to use it for just practice, I'm telling you, $5 credit can last you almost 2 months or 3 months, except if you are using it for heavy tasks. But if it's just for practicing, you can actually use it up to 2 months or 3 months. So that's just it about OpenAI. Now, if I want to connect to, yeah, Gemini is free. Let's use Gemini. Let's try Gemini. If I want to connect to Gemini API, Let me delete this. We want to connect to Gemini. We want to connect to Google Gemini. Messaging model. Now, select the credentials, create new credentials. So, how do I now? This is the API documentation for connecting to Google, what's called Gemini. First of all, you have to go and create an OAuth 2 account on Google and allow Gemini. So how do we do it? The first thing you need to go, the first thing you need to do is to go and create a service account under Gemini. That is, you're going to go to cloud.google.com. So, and for me already, I already have a Google Cloud Console. So if you want to have access to a Google Cloud Console, just go and what's called just go and create a Google Cloud Console account. So I already have a Google Cloud Console already. So I'll just go to my jeez. So once you go to your Google Cloud Console, it's going to tell you to create a new project. So I'll just create a new project and I will name down my project as um AI, AI Mastery Academy. Then I'll click on create. So once I click on create, I'll go back to my house code API. So um go back to my API, go to API and services, and go to just for you to have access to the Gemini what's called API. My network is a bit slow. So sorry guys. So just go to API key and click on enable API and services, credentials. Okay, I'm still using this. Sorry. So this is the AI Mastery Academy I used. I don't have any API key yet. I don't have, so I need to just click on create credentials. That's my API key. So now we need access to the Gemini account. I'll just search for Gemini. So just go to Gemini API. And once you go to Gemini API, so I'm going to enable it for this particular workflow. So I'm just going to click on enable. So I'm trying to create a credentials for me to be able to create call the API. Yeah, lost care. Don't be lost too. So now what API are you using? Generative language API. Um, bro, I'm not creating a service account key. Whatever service account key. Create credentials, Joe. User data. Next. So it's going to tell me to create the app name. So let's say Next Academy. So I'm going to use this email. Developer contact information. Save and continue. So we need to add some scopes that would give our API to actually have access to all these apps we are trying to add. Because if we don't add all these scopes, our API may actually have difficulty having access to all these API services. So add or remove scopes. So I can just add some few scopes for me because I only need the I'm coming. So I can this one because I want to use the Gemini, Gemini API. Then what else do I want to use? Just go back. Um, I don't know. Then this. So I think that's all I need for this particular one. So I'm going to click on update. So as I click on update, then save and continue. So application type. So now for this application type, we are going to be using a web application. So the web clients that's that's N8N and our what's called authorized redirect URL. Now for you to have access to your authorized redirect URL, just come back to N8N and you're going to see your authorized redirect URL there. But for this, I don't think we really need much of this. But we can just use our what's called authorized redirect URL. Can you guys see my screen? You guys are lost, okay? Emma lost you. Hey Joe, stay with me. Don't get lost. Where are you lost? Where are you lost? You guys are lost. Where? You guys are lost. What's happening? No, I'm teaching you guys how to what's called connect to Gemini. What's called? Why are you guys having issues from the beginning of connecting API? It's very, very easy for you. It's actually very, very easy for you to connect all these things. You know what? Just watch through the tutorials. You don't need those of Jesus Christ. You have not even started connecting to big, big apps. You're already dozing off. So let's continue. Please, let's continue. So now our authorized redirect URL is always a standard URL that we're going to be using. Um so let me just click on create. So these are our client ID. Let me just download it. Let me paste it somewhere and let's click on done. So now for you to be able to use this Google Gemini, all I have to do is to go to Google AI Studio, Google AI Studio, Google AI Studio. Let me share this tab. So I'm going to go to Google AI Studio. Then click on Get API Keys. Click on Get. So we are in Google API Studio. So once you click on Get API Key, you are going to click on Create a new API Key. Name your API key anything. So you're going to select all the available projects you have. Let me see which accounts is it connected to. Anything. Check for projects. Import projects from no project found. Okay, I'll share with you. So this is the project we created. If you remember in our Google Gemini Cloud Console. So I'm going to select this particular project and import to our API what's called Google AI Studio. Now with this particular API key, you can use it to. So I have the API key already. I'll just copy it and go back to our N8N workflow, right? Copy it, go back to our N8N workflow, go back to our API, create new credentials, and paste the API key we copied and click on save. Can you see we've successfully connected our API key to Google Gemini. So choose a model. Let me use Flash. So you can just choose a prompt, blah, stuff like that. So let me just send a random message to him, to what's called to Gemini, to actually see if our um Gemini is working. So let me just send him a message. Hello. So let's click on execute and see what we have. So we got a response, and this is what we actually uh, got. So that's just how to connect to Google Gemini API, and you're also going to get a response. Now, if I want to connect to Telegram, let me connect to Telegram. Telegram is also very, very easy. So for Telegram, all you need to do is just click Telegram, go to Telegram, um, on message. So I could just create a new credentials. And for Telegram, we only need our access token. Now, how do we get access token to be able to connect to Telegram? All you have to do is just to go to your Telegram. I won't be sharing my screen for Telegram because I have some sensitive informations here. So all you have to do is go to Telegram, search for both father. Now, when you search for both father, search for both father. Okay, let me share this tab. So this is both father. All you have to so this is the access token you are going to use to have access to N8N for both father. You just give it what you want, and both father is going to create a both token for you. And that token is your API key. So I'll just paste it here and save, and boom, we've connected our API to Telegram. So Telegram is very, very easy to actually connect our scores to do. So just run it, and bam, you have connected your anything to Telegram. Now, let's say um I have all these. I don't have. I want to connect to an API, but I don't have the node in anything. All you have to do is click on HTTP request. That means they are trying to make a request to that particular API. So you click on whatever that is. Remember, I explained what get is, what post is, what put is, and stuff like that. And this is the endpoint here where we are going to be putting, and also authentication, whether you're using predefined credentials or you're using generic credentials for it. So, and lots more just like that. You guys are very fun. This one say master just they teach the go. I don't they teach the go. You guys should calm down. Tired, bro. Ah, God. So that's just it. About you can also use it. See, you guys just keep practicing. Once you keep practicing, in fact, there are some APIs that I've never connected to, but the more you go, the more you connect to several APIs and lots more. So now, after all this, let's do some rough practical work. Let's do some simple game. Let's build a chat bot for let's build a chat bot for a company. A fully automated chat bot for a company. Or should I post no? So now let's build a restaurant. Let me or should I postpone this to our next class? Since we are going to be treating RAG and AI agents in our next class. And people here farabalẹ̀. You guys should calm down and beg. You guys should calm down. So now, let's say I want to build a workflow. I want to build a restaurant, a simple tomorrow we'll be diving deeper into in our next class, we'll be diving deeper into RAG AI agents. Blah, blah. But let's say I don't know how to use RAG, I don't know how to use other stuff, and I want to build an AI agent workflow, right? So now, and in that my workflow, what do I want to do? I want to build a restaurant workflow that will be able to call out um, everything I want, right? Please, you guys should calm down. I don't know why uh, most of you, you guys are saying I left you behind. I didn't left you behind. Though. So now I need a suggestion. Tell me any name of any restaurants that we can use. I should postpone and give assignments. You guys don't want to work. Hey, God. Hey, you guys don't want to work. God, I beg you. You guys don't want to work. I don't understand you guys again. Lost restaurant. Oh yeah, now I go use lost restaurant. Since that's what you guys want, I'll use lost restaurants. So now we are trying to go deeper into a practical class. We are going deeper into practical class. If you like, snooze, sleep off. Tonight is very this one. We are going to build a chat bot support, right? We are going to build a chat bot support, and you'll be able to build your first AI agent. Your first AI agent. Now, can you guys see my workflow? I should take us till 12. Oh yeah, now we gathered here together. So now I want to build a workflow where let's see, I'm trying to see the best workflow I can actually build. Knowledge base. Okay. So now let's build a workflow for a restaurant what's called. And the first thing we need to use is the chat trigger which starts the workflow, right? And once we have the chat trigger, now for you to be able to build an AI agent, now we need to AI agent for this particular workflow, and the AI agent is going to be the one serving us for this particular chatbot. So we've connected our chat message to our AI agent, and now this AI agent has all the tools we need. The memory. Let me add a simple memory and the chat model. Let me use OpenAI. You can decide to use Gemini, but I'm going to use OpenAI for the chat model. Let me use OpenAI. Let me use GPT 4.0. Okay, let me just use GPT 4.1. Anyhow, nine sabi. Now the two. Now for this particular workflow, I want to build a workflow for a restaurant. Let's say Chef Cabs. Now I want to build a knowledge base for Chef Cabs. Now, for me to be able to build a knowledge base for Chef Cabs, I have to go to ChatGPT. Now, just go to ChatGPT, tell him or her to build a random knowledge base for Chef Cabs. So just tell ChatGPT that, hey ChatGPT, so I'm going to share my ChatGPT. So just tell ChatGPT, hey ChatGPT, okay, hey, I want you to act as the founder, as the founder of Chef Cabs restaurants based in Lagos, Nigeria. A full, okay, based in Ibadan, Nigeria. First of all, I need to create a FAQ and knowledge base information about my restaurants that I can use to train my AI agents as a full blown customer support that is going to all enquiries, all support related question, bookings, bookings, pricing, and everything they need to know about our restaurants. You can check online. You can check online to know more about Chef Cabs. Now, I need detailed, well detailed, long and well detailed knowledge base. So let's see what ChatGPT has for us. Let's see what ChatGPT has for us. So ChatGPT is thinking, and let's see what it has. So ChatGPT is currently building our knowledge base. Okay. So Chef Caps is actually a well-known restaurant in Ibadan. My favorite restaurant where I used to buy pasta and chicken, stuff like that. So that's why I'm using it. So ChatGPT is currently scraping all their data from online to check for it to be able to build our knowledge base for us. Now, for clients that might actually give you their website, there's a way you can actually convert a website to an LLM, what's called chat based knowledge, what's called FAQ, that you can use to train your AI agents. There's a way you can scrape your website and convert it to. You guys, I don't. You guys are not understanding. Okay? I'm trying to create a chat bot for a restaurant, and the name of the restaurant is Chef Caps. So now I'm trying to give ChatGPT to create a knowledge base for us to train our AI agents. For every AI agent you are going to use, you need to create a knowledge base to train that particular AI agent for it to know what to do and for it to know any information to act on. So here's what ChatGPT gave us. So this is the knowledge base, brand overview, who we are, the location, what we are known for, core values, fair pricing. So this is the address. This is the opening hours. So ChatGPT is currently generating our FAQ for us. So this is the opening hour. This is the WhatsApp support line and stuffs like that. Is our social media handles. This is the ordering channels. So ChatGPT is still generating our FAQ for us. So this is the menu we have. We have jollof pasta, suya pasta, stir fry, blah blah blah, stuff like that. And this is what the AI is going to answer for us. So ChatGPT is still generating our FAQ for us. It's still generating our FAQ for us. So let's still wait for it to finish our FAQ for us to continue our workflow. So now after ChatGPT is done generating our FAQ for us, we need to um, upload all these documents inside a Google file link. So you just go to Google Documents and create a new document. Just create to Google Docs and create a new document where you're going to upload all your FAQs there. A- And the FAQ, what's the function of the FAQ? The FAQ is just serving as our knowledge base. I explained earlier that for open AI to be able to respond, you need access to your knowledge base. Okay, think of it like this. When you call customer care, if that customer care does not have any information about that company, will it be able to respond to you very well? So now for ChatGPT to be able to respond to us very, very well, we need to call the Google Docs. We need to have our what's called FAQs, our knowledge base inside a Google Doc. So tomorrow in our next class, I'm teaching how to use RAG AI agents. how you can also embed your knowledge base inside a RAG AI agent. But for today, we're not using a RAG AI agent. So I think ChatGPT is done now. What are you writing? Kilo day. Ah, bro. I'm using GPT-5 actually. I'm using the plus premium version. Bro, you don't do. Ah. Let's just wait for it to complete. So let me ask you to write a system. So I want you to write a system prompt. Write a system prompt for our AI agents. A system prompt for our AI agents for Chef Caps, and we want it to be able to call. Want it to be able to call the knowledge base, the knowledge base tool, and also use the think tool for better accurate answer. And um I think that's all for this class. I won't want to extend. I was actually thinking if I should extend the workflow and include what's called a booking confirmation, stuff like that, stuff like. But I won't want to do this for better accurate answer. So the first thing is to get the person lead information. That is the name, phone number, and email address before proceeding with um, the what's called with the questions or anything related. So I need an in-depth, well well optimized prompt from my AI agent. So let's see what it has for us. You guys should calm down. So ChatGPT wants to give us a structured prompt. So first of all, let me copy our knowledge base and save it into a Google Doc. This is our knowledge base. So I'm trying to create a knowledge base for this. Coming. So this is the knowledge base. Chef Caps knowledge. So these are Chef Cap's knowledge base that ChatGPT gave us. So I'm going to save this actually because we are going to call it. So let's see the prompt that ChatGPT. So let's see the prompt that ChatGPT gave us for this. What's called. So ChatGPT gave us this prompt. Wow, very in depth. Okay, let's see the prompt certificate of. You are Chef Caps, the official customer stand, blah blah blah. You ask smart, friendly front desk, and blah blah blah. You help with blah, 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 stuff like that, blah 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 blah. So this is an in-depth what's called um um in-depth ChatGPT prompt that we're going to be using for our what's called um for our AI automation. So I'm going to copy this prompt now and head over to my AI agents. These are AI agents here. So I'm going to be using connected chats inter what's called and add options. So you're going to add options. That's the system message is our prompts, and this is the system message we're going to be using. Um, so I'm going to copy the system message ChatGPT gave us and paste it here. So this is the system message ChatGPT gave us. You are Chef Caps, the official customer support owner of blah blah stuff like that. You act smart, friendly, front desk, customer care. You help with answering questions, brand identity, tools you can use. You have access to two tools in the background, the knowledge based tools and the think tool, blah blah stuff like that. And we said before you continue any conversation, you have to capture the leads first. For every new conversation, you have to ask for the new users, blah blah. So ChatGPT has done the whole lot of works for the prompts, for the prompting for us. Then we need to connect to some tools. I've already connected to my OpenAI I'm already connected to my OpenAI tool and also the memory tool. So I need to connect to my Think tool. So I'm going to be using the Think tool so that so that it can actually think very well to give us a very good response before replying to our message. So let me see if it's actually stated here. Yeah, our Think tool is stated there. And also I need to add our knowledge base for it to be able to answer this question. This question, you guys are making me laugh. Oh, no. So I need to add our knowledge base for it to be able to answer our questions. So I'm going to search for Google Docs. I'm going to search for Google Docs too. So select credentials, create new credentials, client ID, client secret, blah blah blah, stuff like that. So how do we have access to our Google Docs clients? First thing, open the API um, documentation. So first of all, we have to go to our um, Google Console. We have to go to our Google Console first, and once we are in our Google Console, we are going to and we have already have a project already. So we're going to go to API services. It's still loading. So I'm going to go to API and services. So once I go to API and services, So let's wait for it to finish loading. So our API, our Google Docs is on. So we need to search for Google Docs because we need to enable it for our anything to be able to have access um to this API. I don't know why these guys are finding this thing difficult. We are soon going deeper into building complex workflow. So I'm going to enable for our Google Docs API. So I'm currently working on it, and let's see what it's actually working on. So credentials, come to credentials. So come to N8N. So we need our credentials. So these are our client's ID, right? These are our client ID here that we are going to copy into our N8N dashboard. Remember, it asks for our client's ID. So I'm going to paste your client's ID here. Then you go back to Google Cloud Console, create a new secret key, and just copy that secret key and paste it um, in your NA10 client secret and save. So we've successfully connected our what's code. So it's going to ask us to sign in with our Google. So I'm going to sign in with Google using my Azal authorization block. Okay, I think there's an issue here. I need to go and add access in my Google Cloud Console for data access. You guys should calm down. Let me see. Okay, I'm using the wrong. Okay, yeah, I know where the issue is. I'm using the wrong OAuth to what's called. So click on save. I think it's working now. It should work now. Let me try again. Connect to Google. Authorization block. Why? I'm using the right OAuth client now. So let's troubleshoot this and see what exact error we are having. So let's just troubleshoot this to see what exact error we are having. All right. So sorry guys, I was on a call. A call came in. That's why I had to off my mic. So let me go back to our OAuth 2. I think our what's called authorization URL is actually not working. Let me click on save again. So it needs the reason why it's not connecting. It actually need some time for our OAuth to actually work. So I'm going to wait for we're going to wait to see if it's actually going to work again. Access block. Invalid client. Can you see the reason why we're having this the reason why we're having this error 401 is because I just changed my OAuth to what's called So it's actually waiting to um, work on it. So that's just it. So I'm going to chill again for it to actually work. Can you feel it? Can you sense it? You guys should not let your head burst. Farabale, you guys should not let your head burst. I don't know why your head is busting. I don't know why your head is busting. You guys should. What exactly is the issue? What is the issue? What is the issue? Because I'm trying to do my best to see how best I can explain all these things to you guys. And people, you guys, okay, my screen went off, bro. Okay, so my screen is working now. So now let's have copied my what's called the client's ID. That's let me share this tab. That's the client's ID, and this is your client's ID, and this is also your client secret from your Google Console Cloud. So I've copied it here. So I'm going to sign in using my Google account. So it said anything has not completed, blah blah. So now what do I need to do about this thing? All I have to do is just come back to my Google Cloud. So I'm going to go to data access. Sorry. I mean clients. So just come to clients. Okay, okay. I hope you guys can see my screen. Come to audience. So I'm going to add test users, and the test user is going to be the email. So I'm going to write my name as part of the test user for this. So I'm going to click on save. So we have added me as part of the test user for this particular OAuth. So I need to know if Google Docs is even enabled. Okay, Google Docs is enabled already. So let me just go back and sign in again on my Anything. Uh, just click on continue. So Anything Cloud has access to blah blah. Click on continue. So we successfully connected our account, our Google Docs account to Anything. So click on save. So documents, get documents, get. I'm going to click on get. So the document ID or the URL of our document. So here's the URL of the document. Let me copy it and drop it on Anything. Sorry, you guys should calm down. Let me share the document URL. So I'm not anyone with the link. So copy the link and paste it here in your document URL. Get documents. So we are going to rename this as our knowledge, as our knowledge base tool, right? I hope you guys are following me. So I'm going to be using this as our knowledge base tool. That's the what's called. Let me see what ChatGPT gave us as the name for our knowledge base. Let me see what ChatGPT gave us as the name for our knowledge base in our what's called in our prompt. That's the knowledge base tool. So that's what ChatGPT also used. So that's what we are going to use in this particular um, workflow. Then I'm going to rename it like that. So I think it should work now. I don't think we need to have any error. So let me just type on hello. Hello, good day. Hello, good day. Can you guys see the response? I don't know if you guys can actually see it down here. So can you guys see? Welcome to Chef Caps. I'm our virtual assistant. Before we continue, please can you share your full name, phone number, email address so we can follow up on your order or inquiry. So can you guys see uh, the chat booth we just created? So it has responded already. So I'm going to tell my full name, Jokotoye Emmanuel, phone number. So now I think the mistake I did, I was supposed to attach a Google Sheet that I can actually store all these lists to, but nevertheless, you can expand more on your workflow and the email address. um Jokotui Emmanuel 835 at gmail.com. So let me click on send. So can you see, guys? It has responded. Can you see it has responded? And what he said? Hi, thank you, Mr. Um, thank you, Mr. Jokotoye Emmanuel. How can I assist you today? Are you interested in placing an order, learning about our menu, delivery options, reservation? Okay, so let me just type, where are you located? Okay, we are located at number 10 Oshutokun Avenue, Ibadan, your state, Nigeria. You can visit us there for dining, takeaway, or pickup. If you like, I can help you with our menu or guide you on how to place an order. Just let me know. Okay, what type of food? What type of food do you have? What type of food do you have? Okay, we serve a variety of tasty comfort food, pasta dishes like jollof pasta, blah blah blah, rice dishes. Can you see? It gives me a menu. It even responded that our menu changes sometimes. So for the latest option and prices, you can check on our WhatsApp catalog or your preferred delivery app like Chowdeg, Hey Food, and will you like me to send you the menu on WhatsApp? So depending on how it actually works. So I can tell you, okay, where how can I make an order of suya pasta to help you make an order on suya pasta. Can you guys see the response it gave? Your delivery address to let us know if you prefer pick up the order, the quantity or any special request like less pepper, extra sauce. You can place order by sending a WhatsApp message to their number with your name, order details, and delivery address. We will confirm total cost, delivery free, and estimated prep time. You can also order via Child Deck, Hey Food apps by searching for Chef Cabs, what's called. So that's just it. So you can even ask it more and more questions. Now you can actually embed this on Chef Cab's website. If they have a website, there's a code that's that they actually use to embed that chatbot on the website. Now you can also use WhatsApp. You can also use WhatsApp as the what's called as the chatbot. Before the end of this bootcamp, we are going to build for WhatsApp also. Um, yes, we are going to build for WhatsApp also. So that's just it about building. So tonight we just built a simple chatbot for Chef Cab's restaurant, and it's as easy as that. No stress, nothing, nothing. So I'm going to give you guys assignments. I'm going to give you guys assignments. What did I say? I'm going to give you guys assignments that you are going to do to be submitted latest um on Friday by 12 p.m. Friday by 12 p.m. And your entry is going to be on Twitter. Please don't spam Tech Baby. You can just tag me only. So your entry is going to be on Twitter. I'm going to give you an assignment on what you are going to build. Oh, tomorrow is Friday. Emma Bino. Saturday, I beg. Saturday. Okay, Saturday morning. Before Saturday, 10 a.m. I've already forgotten tomorrow is Friday. I was trying to say Saturday. So I was trying to say Saturday. So now, what I want you to build, I'm going to give you the most complex one. I'm going to give you the most complex one. I'm trying to be, I'm trying to give you guys assignments. 10 a.m. is still early. 10 a.m. is not early. Oh. Early care. 10 a.m. is not early. Oh. 10 a.m. is not early. So I'm trying to give you guys an assignment. I'm coming, guys. I'm trying to prepare your assignment for you. I want to make it more complex. So I'm trying to make it more complex for you guys for this particular one. See, it's not hard. Seriously, all these things is not hard. If I want to, even though because I'm on call, even though because of API connection, if I want to build this thing, it can't even take me 1 hour. But because now the reason why it can't take me 1 hour is because I have practiced, I've practiced, I've practiced, I've practiced. So automation is not about me teaching you guys, it's about you guys going to your why you guys going to your anything dashboard to actually go and practice what you've built, to actually go and practice um what you've learned on this particular class. So that's is it. I'm trying to make your assignments. I want to make it more complex. So now in your assignments, what I expect you to do is you are going to do, I hope you guys are listening. Take a pen and a jotter. Yes, you can use Gemini. You can use Gemini as your what's called AI tool. You can use Gemini. So now your assignment, you're going to use Loom Video. Now, the first 30 seconds, I want you to introduce yourself and also state what you are trying to build and state the solutions you are working on. And like I can say, hey guys, my name is Emmanuel, and in this video, I'll be presenting the AI customer agent I built for um Emmanuel Food. So I'll walk you through the problem, the solution, and how the AI agent actually works uh, behind. So you can say I built a customer agent that handles 70% of Emmanuel's Food customer interaction. So you're going to tell me the client's problem, what exactly is the pain point. Then you're going to tell me the solution of what you built, the AI agents you created, what the AI agents what the AI agents can do, how it improves customer experience, how it reduces workload for the business, how it collects lead, how it responds to inquiries. Then also, you're going to give me the breakdown of the system prompts that you used for the knowledge base. Then you also show me the knowledge base you use and all the tools you actually integrated. And you must give us a live demo of the conversation with the agent, how the agent connected, and also you must add a Google Sheet to your AI agent to store your leads and blah blah. Give us different scenarios and also explain the business impact of what the AI agent is going to do. Okay, what exactly is the business impact? Like, okay, this AI agent can actually save businesses 20 hours every day and increase conversion because customers get instant answers 247, easy PC. And you state um, your conclusions, final summary. So the video is going to be in 5 to 10 minutes. I'm going to explain very deep. And once it's done, post it on Twitter and tag me. And when you post it on Twitter and tag me, I'm going to check all your what's called assignments. It's for your own good. Who know that maybe when you post it, you might actually get someone that is going to give your first project. Maybe someone might even like it. If I were you, should I say this? Don't let me say it. I wanted to give someone OT, but don't let me say it. Don't let me say it. If I were you, do you know what I would do? If I want to get now, if I were you, if I were you, if I were you, this is what I will do for this assignment. I'll go on Twitter or LinkedIn and look for any business that is very, very popular, that you know they have money. Now you can make research about that business to see how they are responding to what's called to their customers, to their clients, stuff like that. So you can just make a brief research to just go search for random what's called companies, big companies that you know they have money. Share you get that you know they have money. So look for what's called what they do. So you can target restaurants, real estate companies. These are people that actually need. I'm telling you, I'm already. These are some of the secrets. Okay, I won't go deep. I know I won't go deep. So you can target restaurants, real estate. I won't say more than those two. Restaurant, real estate. So check for restaurants on or service coach. It's not a must you make your research. I'm just telling people that I think this may actually make you. It's a 50-50 game. The what's called the people you are trying to build for, if they actually notice you, they can actually hire you. So it's a 50-50 game. So now you can actually what's called when you have made research, you maybe you have their Twitter profile, blah blah, LinkedIn. So now you can make research about that particular company, check what they're doing. Now build a knowledge base around that company. Go to their website, build a knowledge base around that company. So now once you've built a knowledge base around that company of interest that you have, now let's say item 7. The item 7 they don't have if online order except if you order through restaurant, blah blah blah. But let's say item 7, right? So I can make a research about item 7, build a knowledge base around item 7, build a very very good chatbot that is going to convince them that I know what I'm doing. Then then when you want to post on Twitter or LinkedIn, tag them that okay, our tutor gave us an assignment to build a customer support agent for a business. So I decided to build a customer support agent for Chef Cars. And here is what, so just write more details about it. Then tag that restaurant, tag that restaurant, or quotes, blah, blah, stuff like that. Tag them on Twitter, then tag me also. So who knows if you can actually get the attention. I mean, there's someone that got a job from a bank, a UI UX designer on Twitter. I can't remember her name. She redesigned the bank's app and she got hired. So you can actually do you can target international companies too if you don't want Nigerian companies. Target international companies too. So one thing is chatbots. Oh god, I won't get keep. There's money in building chatbots. There's money in building chatbots. For real. A lot of cost. See, the hottest, okay, calm down. Calm down. The hottest niche in AI automation that most people won't review. Most people won't review. Lead generation. Lead generation number one. Customer support number two. I won't say more than that. Just those two. But I know five niches that are actually paying a lot on AI automation recently, and that thing pained me. I swear to God, it really pained me because I know I lost that deal. Number one, I overthink it. How I wish I can actually share my notepad now. Last 2 months, is it last month or last 3 months? How many of you know Ade Ife here? Ade Ife is very, very popular, the founder of Remote Worker. So there was a time when she was, what's called, people were joining her boot camp when she launched Remote Worker, stuff like that. I actually saw a pain point in Remote Worker. They were getting a whole lot of leads. In fact, I I I got that particular since I they were getting a whole lot of leads, and I know it will be very because I made research about her. They had a Telegram group. They had a Telegram support that when you message that Telegram, they are going to reply you. But I noticed I messaged that Telegram before I got a reply. It was in the afternoon. I was like, bro, Omo, these people will lose a lot of leads if they are actually continuing like this. I was like, bro, this is an opportunity for you to actually. I got the inspiration that okay, let me pitch to Ade Ife. Let me go to her DM and pitch. Okay, let me even build something for her remote worker, stuff like that, and build a complex automation that when people join our make inquiries, stuff like that, to be able to answer their questions, give them payments, attach payments, stuff like that. So now that particular stuff, I didn't later do it. I overthink it. I was procrastinating till I got carried away. So last 2 weeks, was it last week or last 2 weeks? Last is it last week or last week? I can't remember whether it's last week or last 2 weeks. But I knew it was this month. She tweeted that she needed a chatbot, an AI that can help her. Bro, my head blew up. I was like, bro, you got the idea last few months. You should be the one actually enjoying. You should be the one because if I have sent her a message, I actually have how I can reach her direct DM. If she didn't reply my message on LinkedIn, TikTok, I know how to get to her. I can get to her through my mentor there. She's very, very close to my mentor. I can get to her through that. But bro, I procrastinated on that particular idea. I overthink it. So I got carried away and forgot about it. It was when I saw her tweet, I was like, and I wrote it down in my notepad. I'm going to reach out to her, but I didn't later do it. Six sweet deal. And I know if I had done it for her, she's a very, very influential person. A one review on Twitter is going to open door for me. I'm going to pack a whole lot of clients because many people need customer support, and that's what I'm currently building. I made a tweet a few months ago about a startup I'm trying to launch, and we are launching next year. We are bringing a solution to the customer support industry, a fully automated whereby all they have to do is just to connect their WhatsApp, connect their Instagram to our what's called to our website, and they'll have a fully based dashboard where they can monitor conversation stuff like. So that's the kind of startup I'm currently working on. I and my team to launch. We are supposed to launch this year, but we're trying to run through some verification process, and so that's why we have delayed launching. So we're trying to bring. I'm not supposed to say this, but I'm just saying you can't steal my idea. That's my idea, but you can't steal it. You can steal it, but you can't still cook it the way I'm going to cook my idea. So I'm launching a startup very very soon, and my startup is actually on lead generate on customer support. You can build a cost. See, I'm giving you guys OT now. You can build startups around lead generations, Upwork proposal. I have the roadmap already. I have the what's called the plans already on my PC. On people are like, I want to build a what's called a fully fledged whereby people, all you need to do is, if you want to apply to jobs on Upwork, just copy the job description, everything, and uh the AI, what's called the AI powered platform, is going to generate a highly personalized, the best proposal for you. And apart from even generating the best proposal for you, it's going to generate a map cop that you can even attach to the proposal. Several ideas. There are a whole lot of solutions. Lead generation is there. I posted about a research. Someone said I should use it as a SaaS. That's another idea. And even all these things, I don't need to know how to build. All I need is my VS Code. It's going to be powered by anything as the back end. It's going to be powered by anything as the back end, and my front end I can use any AI coding platform. Cloud is there, stuff like that. A lot of possibilities. See this AI, we have not even touched 10% of it. For real. We've not even touched 10% of it. I'm telling you for the fact there are still some people today, they don't know what AI is. There are some people today, they still don't know what AI is. A whole lot of ideas. See, sometimes I get carried away with a lot of ideas, but I just feel like no, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. You can't do everything at once until you have successfully built a startup and launched and built a whole lot of money before you can say anything. I every day when I'm going on the road, when I'm sleeping, I get a whole lot of AI ideas, AI startups that I can launch. Recently, someone on WhatsApp, on Twitter, I saw the tweet. He built an AI powered WhatsApp that actually makes payment for you on WhatsApp. That you don't need your bank app. You can make. Do you know, for those that use UBA? Do you know there's Leo? Do you know UBA Leo? Let me even use UBA Leo as an example. Do you know that you can actually build something like the one UBA used, the Leo, that actually you can make payment, um buy airtime, send transfers using WhatsApp. Do you know you can build it on anything? The only difficulty I can see is integrating to all these payment platforms. But you can even integrate to Paystack. Do you know you can build something like Leo UBA chatbot for yourself? And someone has recently built it and launched it as a startup. You can build a view to you website that people don't need to visit a website to buy airtime, to buy data. Everything is going to be running on WhatsApp. Can build a chatbot around that. Everything is just based on the way you prompt it, the way you build your system, the way you trained your LLM. Sefini, ideas plenty. But I don't want to go into all. I have a lot of. In fact, my plan is to make a whole lot of money, launch my startup, and just based on my own startup, then just start. There's money in AI for real. There's money in AI. But the only issue is we are limited for those that are in Nigeria. No funding. No funding. There's in one school community, I was having a conversation with a founder. He is based in London. This guy just got a funding of, is it $10 million? I don't even know how much. Is it 10 million, $1 million? I don't even know. Funded him every day. Do you know how much NA10 has raised as part of funding this year? Do you know how much NA10 has raised this year alone? Just just ask ChatGPT. Let me share my browser. Let me share this tab. How much has anything raised this year as startup funds? Can you guys see? Anything has raised $180 million. Jesus Christ. But if anything is based in Nigeria, do you think they're going to give them that large amount of money? Let's go to Google. I love making research. I love making research a lot because I get a whole lot of ideas. Which AI, just search Google, which AI, which AI startup recently got funding, recently got funding every day. Even Y Combinator is funding startups. Let's see the startups that what's called they are funded this year alone. Can you see AI startups everywhere you go? Vibe, different platforms. Let me see where they are based. China, Japan, UK, Japan. God, Nigeria no did here. Ah, can you see how much funding? $639,000, $9 million, $90 million. God, I beg. See, A precede. You know how much these guys are funding? That's why that's why many of fintech, most fintech companies that are launching now, we don't even need more fintech because at this point I don't even know why people are just overcrowded to fintech. Do you know the secret is because fintech companies used to get a whole lot of funding, and you just see after a few years we folded up due to team management, folded up. Let me see which fintech company just folded up in Nigeria. Which fintech company just folded up in Nigeria after getting funded? Can you see? Okra. I don't know. Maybe many of you heard about this. This was called this fintech company Okra. This guy shut down in May 2025 after raising $16 million cash out. Omo. That's why you see all these fintech guys. These guys they make money. I swear. These guys get fundings a lot. But Nigerians are not funding AI startups. I don't know. And we are left behind. That's why whenever they want to launch eh, 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 any what's called any whenever they want to launch any AI project, any AI startup, before they give us access, look at Sora now. You need to use VPN to even have access to Sora. School, we don't have access to it. And these are things that we need to start fighting for. We are behind AI. We are behind. We are behind. You know what's happening? There's money in AI startup. Oh, I swear. Go to go to Instagram. I'm seven. You'll be hearing different stories. My name is also. I'm a 17 years old founder. I was like, bro, 17 years old founder, and I've made over dash $1 million. I was like 17 years old founder, bro. When you were 17, where you did? Like when I was 17, I was still in university. Some people say never enter university. Self, can you guys see? We are not early. Everything. Being hey, you know, when I join all these big AI communities, when I join all these big AI communities, because I tend to learn, I always love making research. I always love learning from founders that have built successful startups. Bro, I'll be having conversation. I'll be hearing my name is so. I'm 16 years old startup founder. I'm 18 years old startup founder. I'm 17 years startup founder. I've made this. Our revenue for this year, I was like, jeez. 17 years old startup founder is employing you that is 25, 30. God I beg. I will never be left behind. I will never be left behind. That's why you need to join all these communities, all these founders communities. See, I swear to God, if you join all these automation communities, all these founders communities, you realize that we are actually behind. We are actually behind in the AI industry. The only thing Nigeria we know how to use AI for is AI content creation. That's the only thing we know how to use AI for. That use it to generate videos. The issue that happened between two our chief ministers and Kineka and the army. You know how many Nigerians have used to make content when there are real AI solutions out there, but all everything Nigeria knows is how to use that AI to make content. I'm not asking though, yes, it's part of side hustle. I have a YouTube channel. It's not only what's called AI automation that is paying me. I also have YouTube automation that is paying me. I have faceless YouTube channel that I run that I get paid every month, every 21st of every month. So AI is very wide. Chop from AI automation, YouTube automation, chop from there. Templates, startups, blah blah blah. But everything we know is AI content creation. There is more to AI. But I know next year is going to be more choke than this. A lot of people because hmm, a lot of people are going to come into the AI space to learn more. A lot of people are going to come to the AI space to learn more. So it's never too late for you to learn. You might think AI automation is not hard. It's never too late for you to learn. Please, Miracle, send me the attendance link. Let's take attendance. It's never too late for you to learn. There's a lot of opportunities in the AI space that we can't even make. We have not even make 10% out of the opportunities in the AI space. There's a whole lot of opportunities in the AI space. A whole lot of opportunities. Please try your best to maximize AI in the best way. Don't use AI to do fraud. Don't use AI to do fraud. Don't use it to clone someone and use it to perform fraud. Use AI in the best way you can actually use it. Don't be based to Nigeria. Connect, network, network with people in your industry. Don't make your networking to actually be more on Nigerians. There's a way that when you start networking among all these guys, big tech founders, there's a way that is going to open your mindset to see possibilities in AI automation. You think all these guys that are making bastard money, you think they are obsessed with their AI tools? They're not obsessed with their AI tools. These guys know what they want. They know the kind of solutions they are bringing to the table. Hmm. Bro, ah, you know what is happening in the AI space. I don't want to talk much. I don't want to talk much. Recently, I was having a conversation with the Anything, one of the Anything ambassador for a very popular guy. I don't want to mention his name. So we're talking more on the AI automation industry, blah blah stuff like that. This guy opened my eyes to some things that I've never heard before. Please, Miracle, please post the attendance on the comment section. I don't know why it's not pinning. Please drop it on the comment section. Please, Miracle. Yes, cybersecurity is also going to be on demand. AI, DevOps, cybersecurity is going to be on demand very, very well. AI and machine learning. And very soon I'm transitioning from what's called AI automation to become a full-fledged AI engineer. I want to learn more about AI, machine learning, robotics. So I'm not stopping. I'm telling you guys what I'm planning for myself. I'm not stopping on AI automation. We are going deeper. AI, machine learning, robotics, engineering. Like, bro, you go to China now. See the kind of robot these guys are building. Hmm. Please, Miracle, please drop the attendance sheets in the comment section. Go to US. If you know, recently US laid off a lot of staffs. A company in US laid off a lot of staffs to what's called to use AI. Hmm. US currently there are very there's a lot of jobs. Hmm. We ignorant cats, huh? Dr. Congo. Wow. This guy they watch ball. Yes, now Ronaldo collect red card. Let me drop the attendance link for you guys. Let me drop the attendance. Let me drop the attendance for you guys to. Please make sure you fill the attendance before you leave. Please. It's very important. Make sure the attendance before you leave. I'm tired already. So I've dropped the attendance link. Make sure you drop. I've dropped the attendance link. Make sure you do it before. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Please, my assignment is very important too.